guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, GlamBySam. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. For today's video, I have another first impressions review of a palette, and the palette I'm going to be trying out today is by Colourpop. It is the Stone Cold Fox eyeshadow palette. So this is what the palette looks like, and how gorgeous is this? I think this is such a pretty color story. It's more of a cool tone palette. There's like grays, but there's also like some cool tone browns and then some like mauves. I really like this. I think it's so gorgeous. So when I saw this, I knew I had to get it. I received this palette in the mail a couple of days ago and I'm so excited about this. I really wanted to try it out, so I was like, you know, I'll just make a video on it so you guys can see how I like it as well. But if you want to see how I like this Colourpop Stone Cold Fox palette, then please keep on watching. So I'm kind of just going to improvise as we go, I think. I haven't really like decided on a look that I'm going to create. Probably I'm going to be using some of the like browns. I also kind of want to do a mauve look, but I feel like I do that in so many videos. I might just stick like to like the cooler grays and browns. So first I'm going to be taking this sort of like fluffy flat brush, and I'm going to be taking this shade called Luxe, which is this cream color, and this is a matte. I'm just going to apply this all over my lid. I am tapping off a bit of excess because there's quite some like powder coming off, and then I'm just going to put this on my eyelid. And this palette doesn't have a mirror, so I just have my little Too Faced compact here for a mirror. So this shade is pretty pigmented. I don't know if you can see it. It's pretty like white on the eyelid. It's actually a lot lighter than I thought it was going to be. It's applying a little bit patchy. I don't know if you can see it. I'm just going to be taking this fluffy brush and kind of like see if I can blend it a little bit. I'm kind of disappointed. I never really struggle with applying like a base color, but this one was a little bit difficult. Maybe it's just because it's so light. I don't know. I thought it was going to be a nice base color, but it just looks much lighter on the eyes than it does like in the pan. So now I'm going to be taking a transition shade, and for this I'm going to be using this shade right here, and this one is called Trip. I'm just going to apply it on a sort of like flat fluffy brush, and I'm just going to apply it in the crease. So I have to say it's looking a bit better now that we have our like transition shade on. So now what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to be taking this shade here, which is called Fascinated. And this is sort of like a mauve gray. I think this will be a really pretty color. So I'm just taking the same brush, and what I'm doing is stepping off some excess, and then I'm kind of like patting it on the outer corner here, and then blending it into the crease. I don't really own a lot of cool tone palettes actually. I have one of the like KKW mini palettes, and that one is like pretty cool tone, but for the rest, all of my palettes are either like neutral or warm toned. I feel like a lot of palettes in general are like more warm toned, so I'm glad to see that Colourpop is bringing out something different. So far, I do like how this is looking. It is blending very well. So now I'm taking a bigger fluffy brush, and I'm going to be taking the shade here. And this one is called Bold Type, I think. That is how you say it. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that is how you say it. So I'm just going to press my brush in here. Again, a lot of fallout. I'm just going to put this in the crease. And this is more of like a firm, fluffy brush, I guess. It's nice for like deepening up the crease. Putting it on like the outer corner, creating sort of like a V shape. I was kind of like thinking about buying the Natasha Denona Glam palette, but I felt like it was a little bit expensive. And then when I saw that Colourpop released this palette, I was like, that's so much more affordable. It has more shades, more mattes, so I felt like this one was going to be like more up my alley, and I'm not disappointed. I don't think I will need the Natasha Denona one after this, because this looks really nice. I'm actually already in love with how this is looking. So now I'm taking a pencil brush, and I'm going to be taking the shade at the bottom here. This is called Cult Classic. And I'm going to be super careful because I have no idea how pigmented this is going to be. So basically I'm using this brush just to like apply the color to the lid. And then I'm going to be taking a different blending brush to blend everything out. I really like how this is deepening up the look. It's looking pretty good, but we obviously need to blend that out a bit more. So for that I'm using a PC10. This doesn't have any product on there. There's a tiny bit of leftover from yesterday's look, but for the rest I didn't apply an extra shadow or something. So now I actually am going to put some more shadow on there. I'm going to be taking the same transition shade, the second shade that we use called Trip, and I'm just going to go over all of that to blend it out a bit more. So then this shade seems so pretty, so I kind of want to use that. This one is called Caving In, and I think I'll just use my finger for that. This has a lot of fallout. So this is a very sparkly shade. It's actually much more sparkly than I thought, but it's not pressed glitter if I'm correct. I might use another one. I think Change of Plans, we're going to be using the shade called Baby Doll. This is more of like a pigmented shimmer, I think. And I'm just going to apply that to my eyelid. So this is a really pretty shimmer. I love how that is looking. I think I am going to be taking a shade at the top here called I Dig It. And I'm just going to lightly accentuate the center of the eye because this shade is a little bit lighter. And then also I'm taking another pencil brush and applying that I Dig It shade to the inner corners of the eye. Okay, see how pigmented that is? That is such a gorgeous shimmer. I also want to kind of like lightly apply it to the brow bone. So now I'll just apply some mascara and then I'll be back with you for my final thoughts. Okay guys, and this is the finished look that I created with the Colourpop Stone Cold Fox palette. I have to say I'm pretty impressed with this palette. I'm really liking it. The only downside I would say, there is quite a bit of fallout. I don't really mind that, but it would have been nice if it would have been a little bit less fallout. But for me personally, that's not like a reason to not buy this palette or not use it, because I really don't mind that much. The colors that I used on the eyes today worked very nicely. They blended nicely and they just went on the eyes very smoothly. The only like disappointment color was the shade called Luxe, which I probably won't really use again as a base color because it did look a little bit patchy and that one wasn't blending as nice. I just can't wait to use this palette again. I think this will definitely become one of my favorite neutral palettes. I think it is so pretty. Okay guys, and this was it for my review on the Colourpop Stone Cold Fox palette. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and find it interesting. I would love to hear in the comment section if you have this palette from Colourpop or if you have other Colourpop palette recommendations that I need to try. So I did just quickly want to say that if you did enjoy this video, then I would absolutely love it if you gave it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you don't want to miss any of my videos. All of these things would help me so much with my channel and I'd really appreciate it. But with that said, I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. I really hope you have an amazing day and I really hope to see you on my next video. Bye!